Good morning. What to do first? Water the bucket garden. Did that yesterday. Water the flower garden. Should probably do that. Oh, maybe I should pick up the trash that my big dogs decided to string all around my yard. Or I could weed the garden, but I think first I'll go let the chicks out. Hi, babies. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hopefully I don't forget that there. So what I've been doing the last couple days is letting Mama and the chicks out so they can get some exercise and learn to be chickens. But I've been opening the back of the nesting boxes so that the rest of the chickens can get out, because I block off the regular door for them. So I just went ahead and used my little milk crate to block off the regular door, and I leave the nesting backs open where I usually gather eggs. I left that open so that the chickens can get out, but the chicks and Mama Chicken stay in there. Mother Clucker is her name. She's a little bit vicious. I have another chicken, one of my Buff Orpington. She's Mommy Chicken, so we couldn't have another Mommy Chicken, so we had to have Mother Clucker because she's a little more vicious. So got them all taken care of, and it looks like the cows are just coming up for water. I'll show you guys a shot of that. We just got everything moved around and everything's out at pasture now for the summer, so the workload is a lot lighter around here. And these are all of our old Gummer cows, the old ones that we'll be selling come fall. So Okay, I'll get good at this videoing thing eventually. Maybe. Probably not. So I decided I'm going to try a homemade weed killer that I've seen numerous times on Pinterest and Facebook and Lord knows where everywhere else. So it's just vinegar, salt, and dish soap and water. So you put the dish soap in and it helps it stick to the plant. The salt helps to dry the plant out, and the vinegar is acidic and will kill the plant. So that is the goal, is to kill all the weeds in this corner of my yard, even if it's just dead ground, because I have a bunch of trees right next to it, so it might just end up being dead ground. But I started doing this and filling the sprayer, and I didn't video that or anything. So I have my sprayer, it's got my dish soap, and I kind of revamped the recipe because I'm using a big sprayer, not like a little sprayer. Would you stop it? So yeah, I kind of revamped the recipe. It was for like a little sprayer. Little, I don't know. It didn't say how much. So I ended up putting, this is like a, what, 2-gallon sprayer? Something like that. 2.5, 3. I don't know. It's a big sprayer. You can see. Big sprayer. Rebel, go away. Why? Why do you just need to play all the time? So I ended up putting 2 teaspoons of dish soap. It was kind of like a squeeze, and that looks right. So it's not exact. But my recipe would be 2 tablespoons of dish soap, half a cup of salt, just table salt, Epsom salt, whatever you have, salt, it'll dry it out. Rebel. And 8 cups of vinegar. If you spill my sprayer, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset. Get out of here. Hi, Dixie. So, obviously, I like this because it's like all natural ingredients. None of it's going to kill my dogs, who will be running through this the whole time. I'll try to lock them out of the yard. I don't want to put them back in their kennel. I want them to get out and get exercise. So I will leave them out, but hopefully they don't run through it too much, or I'll have to lock them out of the yard. So I haven't filled it up with water yet, and I'm just going to fill it up the rest of the way with water and then spray over here. So this will kill anything you spray it on. So I am right next to my bucket garden. It is a little windy. I'm a little freaked out by that. Hi. So I'm gonna have to be pretty careful, and like I do have some buffalo grass over here, but really there's not enough. It should impact it. I would rather it just be dead than be weeds. So we're gonna see how it does. So I went out to check the chickens a little bit ago, just to check the babies. And the little one, I think it was the last one to hatch. It's just not doing very good. Hasn't been doing very good. And now it's really not doing very good at all. It looks like it got stepped on or smooshed. It just hasn't been keeping up with everyone else like it should. Come on, small chickens. Trying to herd the young chickens out of the yard so I can close the dogs in. So it just hasn't been doing as good as the rest and as good as I would want it to. So I brought it back inside. It was on its back and real weak. It's peeping. It's not really opening its eyes at all. Sometimes failure to thrive just happens. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I brought it inside and I put it back in the incubator for a little bit to warm up. And Dixie, no. and gave it some sugar water, and I made it a little mash sugar water and medicated chick food that I will try to give it some of here in just a bit, and we'll just see how it goes. There it is, my new pool. Got my nice hammock chair from Mexico. Has a little dock here. My pool. A nice little stand for your summer drinks, complete with a orange hibiscus, once it blooms anyways. Yes, so there it is. I decided to switch sides, but I think I like it over here better. Got a little more shade. So, pool hack. Supposedly, if you put a black trash bag in your pool, like floating on the water, it's supposed to help it warm up faster. I don't know how well it's gonna work being over here in the shade. I'm sure it'll help somewhat, but we'll see. So it's only been a couple hours since I sprayed my weed mixture on my weeds out here, and it's already doing a fantastic job. You can see everything starting to kind of wilt already. I went ahead and resprayed this area over here since it's not wilting as quickly as the rest of it, but you can see it's doing a pretty good job of killing everything. Everything's wilting really good, so hopefully it clears it up good. I might have to go through and spray again, but looks like everything's dying off pretty good. So I was just going to fill up the chicken waters here, and I decided this time I would put some apple cider vinegar in one of my waters. The other one, this one is going to have just fresh clean water. This one is going to have apple cider vinegar in with it. I really like to use the holistic trinity of additives, I guess. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it's the holistic trinity of like chicken health. There we go. And the first thing is apple cider vinegar with the mother. Just any brand will work as long as it has mother. It doesn't have to be organic. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just use whatever. There are several reasons it is good for overall health. One of the big things is it helps the absorption of calcium. So the chickens absorb it better and they make better eggs. There are just several reasons. And another big reason is that they really like the flavor. So they drink it more. They'll drink the water more. And with it being as hot as it is right now, I would like for them to drink more water and get used to using these waters instead of going and drinking out of the dirty puddles or whatnot. So it's 1 tablespoon per gallon of water is what I use. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons because this is a 2-gallon water. Just gonna dump it right in. And then fill it up the rest of the way with water. I like to put the vinegar in first. It's got some water in it probably, but I like to put the vinegar in before I finish filling it. That way it kind of mixes it in good. And then I'm just going to run a little out over here. so they can get a taste for it and know that it's got vinegar in it now. What do you think? Here. What do you think? Okay. Not gonna drink any? No? Fine. So, not super fancy, get out of the garden. But my favorite weeding tool is this beast. I don't know if it has a fancy name somewhere else, but this is homemade by like, oh wow, my great grandpa. It's been around the farm for quite a while. It's really good for stickers, but it works really good for just sliding across and killing some weeds. I have one of those square ones that you rake back and forth, and it's okay, it does good too, but I think I still like this one better. It's literally just part of a disc off of a tractor, and it's welded up somehow. So it's kind of my favorite. So I'm gonna run down a couple of these rows and get a few of the weeds out. Alright, well, that didn't take long to get a couple rows done. It's easier to do when it's dry and I'm watering right now, so I'm going to do the other rows when they're good and dry. The weeds are small enough, I don't need to do a lot. Just disturbing the ground is really enough right now, but my corn and sunflowers and peas are getting pretty weedy there, so that little tool works really good for sliding down the rows. So now I'm just sitting in my hammock and cooling off because it's humid here. I mean, it's windy, but it's still just weirdly humid for Northwest Kansas. So we'll catch you guys later.